I will share my real-life story, whether you believe me or not. I was 8 years old. Going on 8, I went to summer camp. My parents worked for the one camp counselor's dad at a cleaning service, and she invited me to go to camp for 2 weeks of the summer. Well, one day I was sitting at the pool with my feet in the water. I'm not a very good swimmer. So a group of kids came up and asked, "What am I doing?" Sitting at the edge of the pool, and I said, "Well, I can't swim." And they said BS and asked how old I was. I told them I was 8 years old. They told me, oh, I was old enough, and they pushed me in the water. So I'm in the pool freaking out, and they ran off, and I'm screaming and hollering for help. And I see the lifeguard, and I'm screaming, hollering, "Help, I'm drowning." I can't swim, and he's too busy flirting with one of the other camp counselors. So I go under a few times, and the last time I went under, I didn't come back up. The only thing I could do to help myself from drowning was the last time going up for air, taking a deep breath, and coming back down as I was taught by my dad, and to slowly breathe air out my nose. While underwater, yes, I did have an NDE. I saw my life last before my eyes. I saw my family at my funeral service. I saw myself in my casket, everybody crying, not one eye dry. And I'm thinking to myself, all this is it. I'm going to drown at camp in a pool. Nobody's going to find me until it's too late. Whether you believe me or not, I saw a light, and this figure appeared, and a closer. I realized it was Jesus Christ. He had long hair, he had a robe, and right in the middle of his chest was a heart, a burning heart of eternal life. I looked at him and I said, "Aren't you Jesus?" "Jesus, yes, my son." And that's when I knew. I'm like, well, my time is up. And I told him, I'm ready to go. I said, I can't swim. I'm going to drown. And he looked at me. He says, "Not your time." My son and I looked at him. I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I can't swim out of this. I can't get out of this." He says, "You will get out. I will make sure you will get out." I said, "How?" He says, "Wait and see, my son, but it's not your time. You still have a lot to live. You still have a lot of time here." So he faded away, and I was down to my last bit of air, and I see something come from up above, and I saw 2 hands come in the water. And then when I looked to see where Jesus was, he started to fade, and then he was gone. I grabbed the 2 hands, and the 2 hands were boys that pushed me in. They told me to grab their hands, and I heard them from underwater, so I grabbed their hands and grabbed the ladder. But what is so funny, where I got pushed in at, I wasn't even close near the ladder, and I can't swim. But anyway, I was at the ladder. I grabbed it, grabbed the hand, and I slipped back down. And they said, "Grab our hands, we're going to pull you up again." And that time I gripped as hard as I could, and they pulled me out, along with me, holding on to the ladder. And I told them, I said, "I told you I couldn't swim." I told the camp counselor about the lifeguard and the kids that pushed me in. She had the lifeguard fire and the kids sent home, but I also told her that who saved me wasn't just the kids, it was Jesus, and she was the only one except my parents that believed me. So from that day on, I knew Jesus was real. And yeah, I seen pictures when I was younger what Jesus looked like, but this wasn't the same as the pictures. He had darker skin. Yes, he had dark hair, but it was long, it was curly, and he had a white robe with purple outline, and he had a Bible. So whether you believe me or not, I believe Jesus. I believe God is real. I believe miracles happen every day for a reason, even if scientist, atheist, or whoever else doesn't believe it. That's my story. Believe me or not,